This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Stanley Fullord. In this week's broadcast, Pathfinders study to show themselves approved, and retirees continue to engage in mission. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. The highly anticipated Pathfinder Bible Connections Finals was held at the Ephesus Seventh-day Adventist Church on November 9, 2024. The event brought together bright minds from the Adventurer and Pathfinder clubs from across the conference to test their knowledge of the Bible. Participants engaged in a rigorous study of chapters in the book of Genesis and Patriarchs and Prophets. All participants, including the top 3 finalists, were recognized for their dedication, their hard work, and exceptional knowledge of the Bible. For the Adventurers category, in 3rd place was Angeline Gale from the New Providence Giants. In 2nd place, we had Bethany Barr from the Grantstown Northern Stars. And in 1st place, Adrian Roll from the Hillview Stingers. For the Pathfinder category, in 3rd place was Quinn Smith from the Philadelphia Warriors for Christ. In 2nd place, we had Trinea Durant from the South Andros District, the Sac Pack Royals. And in 1st place, Damali David from the Hillview Stingers. We congratulate all participants, and we encourage our Pathfinders to continue to deeply study God's Word. The Children and Adolescent Ministries Department CHAM held a crucial safety training session on Saturday, November 2nd at the Camp Bambivoca grounds, where local church CHAM leaders in New Providence and on the Family Islands were informed about safety practices that are required within the CHAM department. The guest speakers for the session were Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippins from the Royal Bahamas Police Force and Associate Youth Director Patrick Wilson Jr. Each presenter provided insights into different areas of safety. Chief Superintendent Skippins focused on the laws and regulations surrounding the protection of children and adolescents within the Bahamas. She discussed the critical role that parents and leaders have in protecting not only the physical, but the spiritual development of minors.
You have to find wholesome activity, Eldridge, to bring them back and to keep them. Because when we don't bring them here, the devil is going to use them, and then it pains my heart when I know I have to see one of my Adventist brothers or sisters having to go before the courts. It starts from right here. We've got to do some things differently to safeguard and to protect our children.
Following her presentation, Assistant Director Patrick Wilson shared with those in attendance safety procedures that are requirements within the church organization. He outlined the importance of following such policies.
Our churches must have a safety and risk management committee that actually oversees what happens within our churches to evaluate the things that are most at risk as it relates to whenever persons are entering the sanctuary, wherever they may go on the properties of the church. And we are the ones to mitigate against the things that can cause the problems of the church. The leaders, we must continue to get familiarized to the ever-changing times that are happening around our churches and within our division and our general conference. Once we do these things and prayerfully and carefully go through them methodically and strategically, we will have a safe and spiritual-driven church.
ATV News also had a chance to speak with SBC CHAM Director Kenesha Sims, who shared with us the importance of this safety training.
The purpose for the safety training for our CHAM leaders, and really and truly anyone that works with children and adolescents, was to equip our leaders to be able to identify and prevent potential hazards, abuse, or neglect. The training is here to help them also to recognize warning signs, to be able to set boundaries and report any concerns promptly. It was really to start and get the ball rolling in them being familiar with all the safety guidelines set out by the church. And in the manual that was produced and sent out to all the churches last year, we can find all of the safety guidelines, all of the laws pertaining to when it comes to safety of our children. Everything is in this book. So just reminding leaders, for those who would not have yet picked up or collected your manual, the information in here is very vital. You are still able to come to the conference and collect it, because keeping our children and adolescents safe whilst they're in our presence is one of the many reasons as to why We are here to guide our children and keep them safe. Yes, we're preparing them for eternity, but whilst they're in our presence, we also need to be able to keep them safe.
The session concluded with an interactive discussion, allowing for an engaging question and answer segment. Manasseh Sims, the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists Youth Director, recently embarked on a journey of spiritual significance to South Andros on November 2nd. The purpose of this trip was to visit and speak at the New Macedonia Seventh-day Adventist Church and conduct the investiture service for the Pathfinder Club in South Andros. Approximately 8 Pathfinders and 5 adventurers were invested on this day. Pastor Sims' visit was met with great enthusiasm by the church members and visitors alike. The church also welcomed the island administrator along with other public service workers as the island celebrated National Public Service Workers Week. Sims presented a powerful message of faith, hope, and love. His message spoke to the importance of holding on to the next generation, and he shared several insights and keys of wisdom with the congregation. Pastor Sims' trip to the South Andros Pathfinders was a testament to their club's commitment to spreading their message of faith and making a positive difference in the lives of the youth there in South Andros. On October 18th through the 21st, 15 members of the South Bahamas Conference Retirees Association traveled to Bullocks Harbor, Berry Islands, on their annual mission trip. The group visited the G.M. Gomez High School, where presentations were made by Alice Sherifont on health, Mary Morris on tourism, Edith Roach on education, Angela Roll on vocational training, Dr. John Carey on goal setting, and David Knowles on evangelism. The group also visited 5 of the island's sick and shut-in elderly residents who were presented with care packages, including the 91-year-old resident, May Roll. The peak of the mission trip was the church service on Sabbath morning, where the group worshipped at the 137-year-old Anglican Church, courtesy of the priest Don Haynes. They were joined by the 8 local members of the Seventh-day Adventist Company, a family of 3 from the Church of God of Prophecy, a musician from the Baptist Church, and 8 members of the Anglican Church. It was indeed a holy convocation with Dr. John Carey, who delivered the spoken word. The Retirees Association expressed their gratitude to the trip coordinator, Brother Colin Francis, who celebrated his 70th birthday in Bullocks Harbor, and all the retirees who continue to allow God to use them to serve others. When we come back, we will have more on what's coming up in the South Bahamas Conference.
In a world that sometimes feels too big and too busy, there are bright lights that shine through, lights that are fueled by compassion and kindness.
This Children's Day on November 23rd, 2024, we, the Compassion Champions within the South Bahamas Conference, who small in size, are being asked to be heroes of kindness and care.
A light in the city. It's not just a celebration, but a recognition of the incredible impact children and adolescents can have when they lead with compassion. Do you want to know how I like to help? I love to read to the children in my community.
I like to share my toys. Together with big hearts overflowing with love, we can inspire and ignite a chain reaction of goodness that spreads throughout the South Bahamas Conference.
This Champs Day, let's celebrate the light our compassionate champions will bring to their communities, their homes, schools, churches, and the city.
Making a difference across the country will lead to remarkable efforts and positive change. By working together, we can spread kindness to every corner of our nation.
Together, let's light up the city as compassionate champions.
Welcome back to Adventist News, and coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, the Men's Ministries Conference will be held at Super Club Breezes beginning November 15th through the 16th under the theme Powered by God. All men are invited to enjoy a weekend filled with fellowship, worship, and spiritual growth. Come and enjoy a weekend of memories in Bahamas Academy style. The Alumni Weekend will be held from November 22nd through the 24th, 2024, featuring the class of 2004. The Children and Adolescent Ministries Department Cham Day will be held on November 23rd, 2024, where the children will go out into their communities conducting various mission projects of compassion. Cham Day will conclude with a concert and rally in Rossin Square. The South Bahamas Conference Health Ministries Department will be holding a hearts training on November 24th, beginning at 10 a.m. at the Philadelphia Church. The training will be conducted by the CNCD unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The Atlantic Caribbean Union will host a special symposium on November 24th at the Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church. Representatives from the 4 fields will be present. All members here in the South Bahamas Conference are invited to attend. The Inspirational Choir, under the direction of Ralph Roll, will host its 2024 live concert recording under the theme He Heard My Prayer on December 1st, 2024 at 5 p.m. at the Living Faith Seventh-day Adventist Church. The concert will feature Pastor Peter Joseph along with musical favorites such as God on the Mountain and Through It All. Come and be blessed. The South Bahamas Conference Music Ministries presents a Festival of Carols, an evening of Christmas carols featuring the children and conference choirs on Sabbath, December 7, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. at the Hillview Church. All are invited to attend. Feel free to visit the South Bahamas Conference website at southbahamasconference.org to receive more information on all of our upcoming conference events. There, you can also view a rebroadcast of our Adventist News Update, along with other local programming from our cable channel, ATV 658, read the weekly logos, as well as the Adventist page from the Nassau Guardian.
Many people shy away from socializing for various reasons, but humans are designed to be social. The relationships and interactions we encounter on a daily basis impact our mental and physical well-being. Here are a number of ways in which being social can benefit us. It can reduce stress by providing emotional support and a sense of belonging. It can boost our mood while interacting with friends and family, leading to increased happiness. It can stimulate the brain, enhancing memory and cognitive skills. Positive interactions can strengthen the immune system, making us less prone to illnesses. Positive social interactions can enhance self-esteem. Social connections promote healthier lifestyle choices, such as regular exercise and improved nutrition. And a supportive social network can reduce the likelihood of engaging in harmful behaviors like smoking and drinking. Loneliness, on the other hand, can have severe health consequences. It can disrupt sleep patterns and increase the levels of a stress hormone called cortisol. Loneliness diminishes overall contentment and weakens the immune system. It's also a risk factor for antisocial behavior, depression, and suicide. The Seventh-day Adventist Church offers a variety of opportunities to keep members socially active in healthy ways, including Adventist youth services, social gatherings, sports events, and Pathfinder and adventure clubs. Engaging in these activities not only benefits our health, but also allows us to support and uplift one another, helping us to win souls for God's kingdom. This has been Parisha Ferguson with your health tip, courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
We go now to the Adventist News Network with our news feature from around the world.
In Australia, a group of delegates from the Southern Asia Pacific Division of the Seventh-day Adventist Church undertook a meaningful journey. They retraced the footsteps of Adventist pioneer Ellen G. White, revisiting her missionary legacy. Their goal was to connect with the past and renew their focus on mission work.
The delegation, consisting of 47 members, embarked on a study tour designed to highlight the key contributions of Ellen White during her time in Australia. The tour included visits to significant locations tied to her missionary work, such as the Sydney Adventist Hospital and her former home, Sunnyside. Through these visits, participants reflected on how Ellen White's vision and commitment laid the foundation for institutions that continue to serve communities today. They also learned about her work, which often took place despite personal challenges, including illness and financial hardships. Ellen White's leadership and resilience were evident as she continued to write influential works.
Well, that's it for our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. To share what is happening at your church, please email your news stories and upcoming events to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming and to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, visit our website at southbahamasconference.org. The SBC Media Network's Facebook and Instagram pages are filled with lots of material from the Communications Department, so you want to check those out and to remember to subscribe, like, follow, and share. You can watch and listen to programs from our radio station, Word SBC 88.3 FM, and our Adventist television channel, ATV 658, to get updates, insights, and first-hand information from the SBC Media Network as it happens. The programming from ATV 658 can also be viewed on the South Bahamas Conference YouTube channel, so feel free to watch a recap of our Adventist news there. On behalf of our production team, it was my pleasure to bring you tonight's news update. I'm Stanley Fullord for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.